Hey guys, welcome to another video. So what I want to do in this video is start my first series, if you will, on the channel. Basically centered around discussing all things street photography. Um, and want to go ahead and start this first episode off with discussing what's the right lens to use for street photography. Often when I go out, I get asked, "Hey, what's the best camera or camera kit that a person should go after to be able to do street photography?" And I generally answer two ways. The first way is, of course, is go out and use what you have. If you have something, and I usually ask the person what they have, and we go from there. If they don't have anything though, or they do have something, but they just want to see if they got what they think is right to start. I always tell folks more than the camera, the lens. The right lens is really important, and being able to capture the type of street photography content images you want to get based on the subject. So I usually go ahead and lead with first things first, guys. Well, what's the style of street photography you're going after? There are a number of street photography styles, and the three most popular are candid, unobtrusive, where you're just out documenting everything that's in front of you. Then you have street photography that involves people, whether you're getting candid shots of folks or asking folks for their photo on the street. And then you have architectural, where you're getting subjects like buildings, bridges, and so forth, architectural structures, if you will, geometric shapes, if you will, out on the street. But along with that, you have a slew of others. You have obtrusive, where you're getting into people's face and taking shots. You have abstract. You have fine art, right? So understand first the type of style of street photography you want to pursue, because that will dictate the type of lens that you want to shoot with, whether you want to shoot with a macro lens, depending on if you're doing fine art or if you're doing architectural, whether you want to shoot with a portrait lens or something that'll give good portraits because you're doing a people on the streets, people photography, street photography, or you want to get a wide because you want to get the full environment and you want to capture the full environment of everything that's going on in front of you in a candid way, unobtrusive way. So along with understanding the style of street photography you're going to be shooting, you also need to take a good look at the environment that you're going to be shooting in. And what I mean by environment is, are you in a park? Are you on the streets in a big city or a mid-sized city or a small city or a town? Are you at a fair? Are you at a special event outdoors? Are you in a marketplace like the world famous Easter Market in Detroit that I tend to go down to? Excuse me, as my nose itches here. That I go down to and take pictures of. Knowing the environment you're going to be in will definitely dictate the type of lens you should bring. What I mean by type is whether it's a wide angle to capture the environment, like a 24 and lower millimeter lens, whether it is a standard zoom where you want to capture a tighter focus, maybe portraits of people, so you start getting into that 35 arena up to about 85 or 135, and then at 135 and 100 area and beyond, will put you in telephoto because maybe you don't want to be that close to the subject and you want to be a little further away based on your personal experience and take images of people or of the subject, get that compression for buildings and subjects and so forth. So it definitely comes into play on the type of environment and the subject or style of photography, street photography you're doing, so you have that right lens to capture that content, that subject the way you need to. Once you determine that, you'll then have a lens. Like for instance, if I get my X100V, which is right here, this is a 35 mil equivalent on a full frame. It is a fantastic lens on here, and I will go out with this because it will allow me to do candid street photography. It will also let me do a little bit of portrait photography if I zoom with my feet. I can also get a little architectural in there depending on how far back I am and or how close I am to the architectural subject. So it's a pretty versatile camera. But maybe you want to make sure that it can handle a good portion of your photography needs so that maybe I bring a second lens. And I only know that when I go out and experiment. Having more than one lens doing street photography is something that you can definitely do. You can have three if you want. But make sure that they're covering the subject that you're going after for the street photography style that you're also going after. So with this particular camera, for those that aren't familiar with the Fuji X100 series, I think it started with the X100 second version. Is that the S? And is now on the V as well. But this little ring right here that I'm spinning right there, I have it set up so that it will zoom. It is a digital zoom, activates that feature, and it'll give me different focal lengths. So now I've given myself additional focal lengths with that feature for the JPEG. And if I like my film simulation, which again I'm working on a black and white noir film simulation, I can pull those JPEGs out of camera and be able to use them because that's a nice feature set of this particular camera. The bonus part is if I decided to, I can put on, take this lens cap cover off and put on this wide conversion lens and give myself additional focal lengths on that JPEG using that digital zoom feature. So I have a powerhouse camera here, and it allows me to go out and take some street photography. But I only know that because I actually go out and I experiment and I get to know my gear and see what I can do with my gear. If I had my X Pro 3 instead, I would have the 27mm equivalent lens along with probably the standard kit zoom lens that comes with it, which is the 18-55 wonderful lens, to give myself those varieties. Or maybe I decide to just go out with the kit lens on it, period, and get a number of focal lengths so I can capture subjects in various ranges, right? So, but again, I won't understand that until I get out and experiment, know the type of style of street photography I'm going after, and know the environment that I'm shooting in to know what I will be able to get away with, right? As far as focal lengths. So hopefully you guys got something out of this. Definitely leave in the comments what you think, what you would use, what additional information that you want to add. Because again, I want to start a series here. Maybe we can discuss that on the next video based on what you guys put in the comments. Hit the like button for all those new to the channel. You want more content like this, definitely hit the subscribe button. And you guys enjoy your holiday season. See you on the next video.